Unpredictable, emotional, fighting for the badge, controversial, and intense. Those are just 5 ways to describe what's happening in the Spanish league. La Liga is the most dramatic league in the world right now. And no, I'm not just saying that because of the nice weather, the great food, or how every Clásico feels like a season finale where anything could happen. I'm saying it because this season's title race is pure football chaos. 3 clubs, 1 shiny trophy: Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Atletico Madrid. 3 teams that have a long history with each other going back to the early 1900s. And today, in March 2025, nearly 120 years later, they are still at the top, fighting for the La Liga trophy. But this year, it's much more than only the trophy on the line. It's the heart of the team. Last year, Real Madrid notably won La Liga with 10 points over Barcelona. The year before, the places were switched exactly, with Barcelona winning La Liga with 10 points more than Real. We haven't seen such a close race in La Liga since the 2020-21 season, where Atletico Madrid received the trophy because of 1 more win than Real Madrid. So what we are actually seeing in La Liga, it's historic. And trust me, by the time we're done, you'll understand why this is a must-watch league every single weekend. Let's start with the obvious. At the beginning of the season, everyone with a Twitter account and 2 brain cells had already crowned Real Madrid champions. Obviously, they'd just signed Mbappe on a free transfer. Jude Bellingham was coming off an amazing season. Their squad depth looked unbeatable on paper. This was supposed to be easy, not a competition. But here's the beautiful thing about football. It doesn't care about expectations. Fast forward to March, and we've got the tightest 3-way title fight La Liga has seen in over a decade. Barcelona currently sit top with 60 points. Real Madrid are right there with them with their own 60 points. The difference? Barcelona has 1 game less played, which will be played against Osasuna on the day I'm making this video. And of course, a heartbreaking Atletico just suffered that crushing 4-2 collapse against Barca that might have ended their title dreams. Except, here's the thing, this race is far from over, not even close. Given the fact that what happens now will not only have an effect on who wins La Liga, but the Ballon d'Or. When you take a look at the Ballon d'Or rankings, you might recognize that almost everyone in the top 10 right now is playing for either Barcelona or Real Madrid, with players like Salah and Harry Kane taking spots. But besides that, the top 3 candidates are from La Liga: Rafinha, Mbappe, and Lamine Yamal. Whatever you might say, it's impossible to say it's easy to choose a clear winner. Rafinha is currently leading Europe in non-penalty goal contributions, but with Mbappe adapting to his new role, he looks just as unstoppable. Both have a total of 31 goals. The difference is that Rafinha has 14 more assists. So it all might come down to this La Liga race. Let's go back to August, because the story of this season is too wild to start anywhere else. Barcelona came out strong like a team possessed by the ghost of Johan Cruyff himself. New manager Hansi Flick had them playing an aggressive high line, catching teams offside almost every attack. 77 offsides in just 11 games. That 4-0 win over Real Madrid in the first Clásico? Pure entertainment. Mbappe looked more lost than a tourist without Google Maps. Bellingham might as well have been playing in flip-flops. And Barca fans were already measuring the trophy cabinet for the new trophy. But then, as always with Barcelona, reality hit. And it hit hard. See, here's Barca's biggest problem this season. They've been unbeatable against big teams, but unbelievably bad against smaller sides. Real Sociedad figured this out back in November. Just send a midfielder running behind that high line, pull their defense apart, and suddenly Barca's clever tactics looked absolutely useless. What followed was an 8-game stretch so bad, it made the Koeman era look stable. 6 points from a possible 24, 1 win in 8. From unbeatable to unreliable overnight. And just like that, they went from clear leaders to 3rd place in no time. Meanwhile, in the shadows, Atletico Madrid were quietly turning into the football version of that one horror movie villain who just won't die. Remember when everyone wrote them off after their bad start? When people seriously asked if Simeone had lost his magic? Yeah, about that. The man loves proving people wrong more than anything. They went on a ridiculous 14-game winning streak, grinding out results with that typical Atleti mix of defensive strength and just enough attacking flair. That 2-1 win over Barca in January. Classic Simeone. Ugly, tough, and super effective. For a moment, it looked like Atletico could be the favourites in the race. But then there's Real Madrid. On paper, they should be running away with this league. Mbappe's finally finding his form after a slow start. Bellingham is still world-class on his day, and they've got more Champions League experience than the rest of Europe combined. But something's been off. Injuries have hurt their defense badly. Ancelotti's been changing formations like a blackjack dealer shuffling cards. That shock loss to Betis, the kind of result that makes you question everything. And yet, they're still right there, hanging on right behind Barcelona, because it's Madrid. They don't need logic or reason. They just win. Now let's talk about recent drama, the Barcelona versus Atletico match, because if you didn't watch it, you missed peak La Liga drama. Atleti were 2-0 up with just 20 minutes left. The title race was about to be wide open. The Metropolitano was rocking, and then football happened. Lewandowski decided to turn back the clock. Ferran Torres remembered he's actually good at this sport. Lamine Yamal scored one of those lucky but also kind of brilliant deflected winners. 4-2, game over. Title race turned on its head again. After this game, AI tests were running. These AIs, which had Barca at just 26.9% to win the title back in February, now give them a 68.5% chance. That's a 40-point swing in a month. But here's why Atletico aren't done yet. Look at their remaining games. On paper, they've got the easiest run-in of the three. Atletico are facing bottom teams like Valladolid, Las Palmas, and Alaves incoming, compared to Barcelona, who's facing teams like Villarreal and Real Betis, and Madrid, who are facing Celta Vigo and Athletic Bilbao later on in the season. And let's not forget, there's another Clásico coming in May. If Madrid win that, this whole thing flips again. So after all this, who's actually going to win it? Here's my take. Barcelona are the favourites right now, but they're still Barcelona, capable of both amazing brilliance and shocking mistakes. Madrid have the individual talent, but the injuries and tactical changes make them unpredictable. And Atletico? Never count out Simeone. This could easily go down to the final day. One thing's for sure. La Liga is giving us the most exciting title race in Europe right now. Every match matters. Every mistake gets punished. The momentum shifts faster than a Tesla on ludicrous mode. And if you dare to look away for even 5 minutes, the entire landscape changes. So do yourself a favor, clear your schedule, stock up on snacks, and enjoy the ride. Because this title race, it's shaping up to be one for the ages. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell, because trust me, you don't want to miss what happens next. And let me know in the comments, who's your pick for La Liga champions? Are you riding with Barca, backing Madrid, or do you believe in one last Simeone miracle?